Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, dear listeners. This is Comesa Radio Africa, the voice of Comesa. The mind, the journey, the destiny. We apply our mind to the journey that takes us to our destiny. That is our philosophy. It is about a plugged and active mind, sharing mind, futuristic mind, and inquiring mind. The journey is about enthusiastically promoting our ideas, giving as we learn, retaining and investing our learnings and earnings, and searching for new opportunities. The destiny is designated by productivity and profitability, social responsibility and staff caring, growth and sustainability, and renewal and survival. Our philosophy is inspired by the following quote from Mahatma Gandhi, which contains the drivers of our behaviors. I quote, "Your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny." Quote closed. We inform and entertain, we develop and educate, we empower and support, we associate and network. That is the idea. We are a business, entrepreneurship, and professional management services 24/7 internet streaming radio station. We broadcast music and talk shows across the world. Our objective is to use the African storytelling and Lekgotla conversation methodology in offering career coaching, education and learning guidance, continuous professional development, enterprise and entrepreneurship development, and connecting supply to demand. Our talk shows aim to affirm and support business professionals and entrepreneurs in their personal and professional journey of bringing a difference to the world. These are talk shows that recognize excellence and greatness. Professionals, businesses, and entrepreneurs are invited as a recognition of the great contribution they are making to humanity. We have a network of associates, members, and stakeholders who know our quality standards and therefore make recommendations to our production team. The conversations become lifelong account of our guests' work since they are recorded on Spreaker Studio and distributed on Comesa Podcast, Spreaker Podcast, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and many more other platforms to be added. We are building a solid ecosystem of professionals and entrepreneurs committed to the empowerment of others, collaboration across sectors, sharing of insights and knowledge, building a base for succession and inheritance, and safeguarding the legacies for generations after us. We inherited these legacies from our forefathers and mothers, not to waste them, but to pass them on to generations after us. That is our duty and responsibility. Welcome to our regular feature. We're talking to professionals, and at this point, I want to welcome my guest, my talking partner, Annie Moletsane, the Director of Cooperative Education at Vaal University of Technology. Greetings, Annie. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Brasem, and how are you doing?
We are doing very well under the circumstances, very used to technology as the new way of communicating.
Definitive.
Yeah, and I'm sure you guys at Vaal University of Technology, this is becoming your new normal as well.
Definitely it does.
And more so for the cooperative education because you are much closer to the industry.
Correct.
Annie, you and I, we have known each other for a very long time, but I'm very excited that today we are going to not talk about us, but talk about you. How is that?
In a good or bad part of it.
I always feel like I'm on the upper side of things because I'm going to be asking questions and you are just going to be telling the story to the listeners. I love that.
That's super.
Yeah. Annie, when I was reading your profile, it was like, man, I know Annie so well, but this particular aspect, I have never really actually discussed it with her. And I want us to come back to it, but I'm going to mention it up front. And I want to title it From a Secretary to a Director of Cooperative Education, one organization, Vaal University of Technology, and to where you are about to get your PhD. I mean, that is a story and a half.
Yes.
Sure, you must be very proud, and everybody around you in the family must be very proud of this mommy and this sister and this wife.
They are indeed.
Wow, sure. You know what? Let's start from the beginning. Now, Annie Moletsane. Va Moletsane ke Batswana or ke Basotho?
Sotho speaker.
Wow, they are also got it wrong. I thought Va Moletsane ke Batswana.
No, ke nna Motswana.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wena Motswana o nyetswe go Basotho. Wow.
Yes.
Let's start from the beginning. Where were you born and what part of the country were you born?
Brasem, I was born in Everton.
In the Vaal?
In Everton.
Yeah.
Here in Vaal.
Yes.
Yes, the reason why I was born in Vaal is because my mother was a sick person. I think when they relate her story and where I've been actually with her, she has been very, very sick. And then she came to visit the relative that then coincidentally I was born in Vaal.
Yeah, wow. Somebody is trying to get a hold of you. We understand it is the era of technology. We're getting used to being interrupted by other technologies, Internet of Things.
Sorry for that.
That's no problem. But originally, where did your mom come from?
Originally, my mom was coming from Klerksdorp, my father from Potchefstroom, but they landed at Soweto. And then when they got married, they were coming from that side. And then my father actually, they were coming from Botswana, Mafikeng, up until Potchefstroom. But it's not where I was born and grew up.
So you didn't grow up in Potchefstroom?
No, not at all.
And your maiden name is who?
Molamu.
Molamu.
Yes.
And they are the Batswanas?
Yes.
And so you were born in Everton, but did you grow up in Everton?
Not really. I grew up in Soweto and Sebokeng.
Okay.
I'm the last child at home, so I was traveling like nobody's business, because I was the youngest at home and I had too many brothers. Whoever who wants me was taking me. Changing school to me was like changing, eating different food.
Yes. So were you the only daughter of the family?
No, we are three,
yes.
But then I'm the last one.
Okay.
I'm the last child. Yes.
So how many brothers? How many sisters?
I've got 5 brothers. I've got 2 sisters, but currently I've got only one. The other one passed on, and the brothers, I'm only remaining with 3 now. The 2 passed on.
I see. And then you are lucky. Brothers are very protective of their sisters.
Very.
Nobody will play games with you. They will spoil you because probably you will also take care of them, doing all the whatever sisters do to their brothers.
Yes.
And let's talk about the Molamos. So what did your dad and your mom do professionally or career-wise?
Career-wise, my father was a chef in a hotel.
Yes.
And yes, and then my mom was a nursing sister, but those nursing sister that time.
Yes. Yeah, those one that will go to a nursing college.
Six, and then they will do the profession, yes.
Yeah, from standard 6 they will go to a nursing college and then they grow within the ranks.
Yes.
And they were very caring, those nurses. They really were very much respectful of their careers. Not that we are complaining or we are comparing them with the current ones. I guess the situations are different. And
they are different, yes.
Yeah. So did you adjust very well to Soweto?
Yes. My father was actually, they were staying in that town that everybody will say, Alexandra. So then came to, Alexandra. And then most of my time I was in Sebokeng and Soweto, Mapedla.
Oh, I see.
I grew up there, and that's where I was like doing things during my time.
But it sounds like you did not grow in one particular place, as you have just said.
No, not at all.
So you were following your dad wherever he was. Was he being sent from hotels to hotels?
No, I was not following him.
Is it?
I was following everybody. My brothers, I was following them. When they say come, I go. When they say whatever, my relatives, my aunt, people used to like, I like to work very much, too much.
Yes.
So they were like saying, you know what, come to my place. So I will come and I will make a difference in their houses and all those things. So they used to take me everywhere. While I was very, very young, I was going everywhere. As I'm saying that my mother was a sick person, she was actually staying in hospital, You get what present, staying in hospital. She was visiting when she's coming at home. Sure. She was having a choir, a nurses choir in the hospitals.
Sure. And was she ever ultimately cured from whatever she was suffering from? Did she recover?
No. They were saying it's TB, but it was more than TB. Yes.
Sure. And now, how was it growing? Together with your siblings, Annie? Were you very tightly, very close to each other?
Very, very present. As I'm saying that I'm the youngest, normally when I was very, very young, and when my mother is at home, I will see her dressing the table and putting the plates and dishing up, and then they will all come around the table and eat. Because I was very young, I did not even understand that time that they are my brothers. I used to say, these people from that house, there are so many. They come and eat here every day. So they were laughing at me when I was growing up and say, I did not understand because I was this child that they were saying it's in Africa, used to say, Lat Lamenti. So because I came late and I had all these 5 brothers and 2 sisters and I was young and I couldn't understand some of the things, but we were very, very close.
And then let's talk about schooling. How did you then start your schooling under such, you were not stable in one place.
Yes.
But where did you ultimately do your early primary studies and schooling?
In Sharpeville, in the Roman Catholic school called Assumpta.
Okay, you went to are you a Roman Catholic?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, but you are welcome there.
It happened that I was at that school, and then it was the best school anyway. Yes.
And were you staying at the rest?
No, I was not staying in the rest. I've got a brother who's staying in Sharpeville. I was staying with her.
Yeah. And you were there at that school from which standard to which standard?
From the beginning up to standard 5, I think. Then I moved to Zone 7, Sebokeng.
Yes.
Yes, when I was doing Form 1, remember from that time, from standard 5, you moved to Form 1. But the reason why I came to Sebokeng, it was because of my mother's sister who was ill. And then she requested to my father that if I can come and assist her at home. And then I moved to her place, and then I was like, because that time I did not have a mother. She was like my mother, you know. So, yes, I stayed with her. Then I did my Form 1, and I went back to Soweto. I went to Mapetla-Tswana. I came back. Again, I came to Kutlotaro. That's where I ended my studies.
Wow. So that first school in Sebokeng that went to in Sharpeville, what was the name of the school?
Asamta.
That was the Catholic one, isn't it?
Yes.
But then the one that you went to where you joined your sister, your aunt.
Mokotudi, the second one in Zone 7.
Is it still there even today?
Nope. It's no longer there.
Is it?
But Asamta is still there.
Yeah. And then you went to Soweto to Mapetla, and then which one did you go to Mapetla? You said
Mapetla-Tswana.
Oh, Mapetla-Tswana.
Yes.
So was it a school for the Tswana-speaking people?
Not really only for the Tswana, but yes, it was catering for Tswana people. Just like Kutlotaro, where I was, they were actually catering Tswana, Sotos, and Zulus. Yes.
Yeah. So it looks like you kept on bouncing back to the Vaal.
Yes, that's where most of my brothers are, you know.
Is it?
Yes, they actually came and buy houses, and some of them have businesses in Vaal. So then I was following them.
I see. So then you said you came to Kutlotaro, and that's where you did your grade 12 or matric.
Yes, matric.
Yeah, and how was it in matric?
It was okay. It was such a nice school, Kutlotaro, and it was really a good school, if I may say. So it was really good to be in that school, and then where I completed my matric. Even now, when I remember, they will say, we will say all Kutlotaros, let's get together. So we will get together and say we are all from Kutlotaro.
So you have an alumni?
I beg your pardon?
So there is an alumni?
Yes, there is an alumni of Kutlotaro.
Yeah. And what sort of subjects were they teaching you guys?
They were teaching us accounting, the business economics, and Afrikaans, English, and either Sotho, Tswana, or Zulu. So
it is a commercial school.
Yes, it was a commercial.
Wow. And that is the stream you enjoyed. It wasn't because you had no option.
No. Actually, in mathematics as well, and then I ran away from doing mathematics. Then I said, let me just follow the accounting and economics stream.
Wow. And was that a good decision in hindsight?
It was indeed.
It was a good decision.
It was a good decision.
So you had difficulty with mathematics.
Yes, I did. You know what? I had actually... should I say negative attitude towards mathematics, because my mathematics teacher will come up with a sum from top there at the bottom, do it alone, and he was an expert of mathematics, but he never knew how to give it to other people.
Oh, yeah, so the transferring of the
so we just said, we are not going to win this, let us all quit. We quit at the same time, and then the next quarter we all did economics.
Wow. How did he respond to that?
Who?
The teacher.
No, he just said, these people doesn't want to learn mathematics, and it's simple, and and then I was saying, but when you solve X, I did not understand why do we solve X and why X is equals to Y plus whatever. Then to me, it was not making
It was not making sense.
It was not making sense. Then I
X
said,
equal to Y plus 1 and then
Yes.
solve the value of X.
Yes, and then I did not really understand. I said, why do we really solve X and why Y is equals to 1 plus whatever? Then I said, I don't think I will win the map. Let me run away.
Yeah, I know the teachers always have influence on the students, on the subjects. Yeah. So how did we do then in grade 12? Did you produce good results?
Very well indeed. Very well. The way I did not even thought I will, because at the time I was actually thinking of leaving Sebokeng, go back to Soweto. So then I was like, every weekend I will see myself in Soweto, and then Monday morning I will come with a train to school, straight to school, but I did very well. I progressed very well.
Tell me just to clarify a few things. So your parents' house is still there in Soweto even now?
It is still there.
That's what you call home?
Yes, but no. Actually, home was where my parents are coming. Let me tell you home how. Two homes. The home in Potchefstroom was my parents' home. When we go on holidays, all the relatives, the cousins, sisters, cousin brothers, ourselves and whatever, they will say, go home. Then we used to call it home. But then in Soweto, it happens that my father passed on. Then I was staying with my auntie, who's also passed on. And may her soul rest in peace. She was taking care of me full-time, Brasem. So that's where home is, and home is still there.
I see. Okay. Yes. Wow, that's quite a diverse setup. But it's good to relate to so many places as home, because then you feel rich, Yeah. But it does look like indeed you settled down in the Vaal. In all aspects.
After my matric, I went back to Soweto for all the times. I was there up until, and then it was a very, very busy time for me because I was a model and I was also dancing. So then, to me, when I came back to Vaal, remember most of my time I was in Vaal, so it happened that I met Annie Moletsane, and then Vaal was a very quiet place for me, coming from Soweto, so Vaal was okay for me, really.
Is it?
Yes, it was a nice place for me. It was quiet, and then no rush like we used to do in Soweto, so I said, I'm settling here.
Yeah. And it has been good to you so far?
It is indeed good for me.
So then you after your grade 12 or your matric, where did you go to do your studies?
I did not go to any studies, Brasem. I went back to Soweto, and then when I get there, I said, you know what, I want to work, then I will go back to school. I was young then. I was saying, no, I will go back to school, let me work. And then they let me go, although my auntie did not want, and then she said to me, no, you cannot cope, and you have, then I said, let me go, and then I will come back, I will study. Then miraculously, happened. I worked for 3 years, and after that 3 years, then I actually I stopped, not because I wanted to stop. The company that I was working for, it was a downtown Holiday Inn in Plain Street.
In Plain Street?
Yes, so they were converting the Holiday Inns to garden courts. So they transfer me to the airport, Holiday Inn at the airport.
Yes.
But that time I was like saying, you know what, I don't think I will really want to go further more. Then I quitted. Yes. So then I went, I got married all of a sudden.
Oh, okay.
When I was still young, then I got married.
Yeah.
But when I was still working there, I was still a model and I was still dancing.
Oh, okay. So you had when you were at Holiday Inn, were you modeling or were you doing
modeling? I was modeling. Yes, I was a model.
Okay. Yes. So you were in that profession of modeling.
Yes, I was in that profession.
And Annie Moletsane then said, "No, let's finalize this first before you can go further."
Actually, he said so, and he was actually not buying this idea of modeling because I was just about to do the soapies.
Oh yes.
Doing the soapies, then my role model was Auma Maeba, the Samantha one.
Yes.
Yes. So we were staying in the same street anyway. And then I said, no, I want to be like her and all those things. But then I got married, and then I realized that everything has its own time.
Yes.
Yes, but because I've been doing that for quite a long time, I was in the immediately after, even before I completed my matric, I was in that field of dancing.
Yes.
So I was dancing and dancing and dancing till I went to modeling, and I was a model. So,
and now post marriage. So when did the idea of going back to school come, and how did it happen, and when did you start going seriously back to books?
Mysteriously, Rasem, if I want to tell you.
Yeah.
I got married, then I happened to come back to Vaal.
Yes.
And when I think the retrenchment issue and the transfer issue of airport and all those things came immediately when I got married. Yes. And then what I did is then I stayed at home. My husband said, no, it's further to go work in the airport. And then I said, I don't want to go further as well. Then I was staying. Then there was a sister from another mother.
Yes.
Who actually was taking care of me because realized that, this one is very young in her marriage and she is actually young. I don't know. Then she was, one day when she came back from work, we were staying in Beverly Hills.
Yes.
Yes, my husband made sure that when he married me, the house was just about to be finalized. And then we moved to Beverly Hills when I got married. And then this sister from another mother came with an advert.
Yes.
She cut the advert and then she said, you know what, now because you are now staying in Vaal and then you no longer want to go and work in Joburg. And in Vaal, work are so scarce. So I'm giving you this ad and then so that you can apply for this work. Then I took the advert. I applied. It was for receptionist.
Where?
I applied.
Where?
Vaal University.
So you went to Vaal as a receptionist? As
a receptionist, Brasem, I think I forgot to put that one in there. But I think I mentioned...
Yes.
No. I don't remember mentioning the receptionist because from the receptionist I became the secretary. So then I applied for the receptionist. Then it took quite a long time for the Vaal Driehoekse Technikon to respond to me.
Was that the original name?
Yes, it was Vaal Triangle Technikon.
Oh yes, Vaal Driehoekse
Technikon.
Technikon. Oh my goodness, that
So then I actually went to the interview 3 times. The last one, they called my husband for an interview as well. I was with him when they were like giving me things to do and whatever. Luckily, I was the chosen one. And then that's when I said, wow, I'm in the institution of high learning. I thought maybe I will study at Johannesburg or wherever, but now I'm in Vaal. Then I started to study then.
At Vaal?
Yes, I started to say, okay, now I have to study. So then I actually planned, and then when I was ready, then I started to study.
And I guess it was sponsored, fully sponsored, your studies?
Yes, it was. It was. That is the opportunity that I took actually. That to say, because I'm not going to pay, I'm just going to buy books for myself. And then I can just study for free because the university is paying for me. Then I started my career then in Vaal University.
Wow. And which year was this, if I may ask?
Oh, my word. I started to work in VUT 94. And then I started to study, I think, 96.
Okay.
Yes.
And tell me, when you became a receptionist, was it a receptionist in a department or was it in the main receptionist?
It was the main reception, but it was in the public relation department was the main department in the university. So the reception was the main reception in the Vaal University, but it was in the public relations department.
So you did have the opportunity to know everybody, because if you are a receptionist, you get to connect everybody with everybody.
Yes, I used to know people there, but it was very difficult that time, Brasem, because black people were very, very few.
Yes.
Yes, that time we were the first people actually as black people. I think we were 3 or 4 that were hired in those positions. The rest of the people were cleaners. The black people were cleaners. So the majority was white people.
And tell me, how did you cope with the Dal? Afrikaans.
Come again, Brosen?
Afrikaans language. How did you cope with it?
Remember, I'm Tswana.
Yes.
So, you know how we are. Whenever they shout at you, your father shouted, you shouting with Afrikaans.
Oh, okay.
So whatever they do, they will put that language. To me, it was
natural for you.
Yes, it was natural because we were actually using that language even when we are at home.
Wow. And sure. And so we can say that was the beginning of this career that you are in now. And we're going to unpack it so slowly because it is, as I said, it is a great story. So you become a receptionist and there you study. So that obviously you're studying when? Part-time, you get released to attend classes during the day, or how was it structured?
It was part-time.
And what were you studying towards? What was the course that you were studying?
I was studying marketing.
Diploma in marketing?
Yes, national diploma in marketing.
Oh yeah, because that's very close to what you were doing anyway, as I guess you had PR in mind.
Yes, when I was a receptionist, then in public relation, it was the director public relations, the head HOD public relations, and we've got associate 1 who is marketing.
Yes.
So because I was working closely with this one of marketing, then I said, let me just study marketing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and that was a 3-year diploma?
Yes, it was 3-year diploma, but you could have done it whenever or however you want it. Remember, it was part-time. If you take 2 subjects, you can take 3, you can take, depending on your load. Yes.
And sure. So you were attending classes when? During the day?
No.
Evening?
In the evening.
And during the day you are working?
Yes.
And when did you get time to study then?
It was such a tough time, Brasem, if I may relate this to you, because that time I was fresh in the marriage.
Yes.
And then I was like planning the family as well. So then I used to like enroll, study. Sometimes when I enroll, I have to cancel.
Yeah.
You know, all those things were happening. There were so many obstacles in front of me that were like, but I told myself that where I want to go, I will actually reach my destination.
And tell me, was it easy? I mean, you were in love with the dancing and the modeling work. How did you just let go of it like that? Was it not traumatic?
It wasn't, because, you know, Brasem, as I'm saying, I don't talk too much, but I can, you know, when I sit down, I think. So I was thinking that I know that I'm a model, and then I know that I'm doing good. I was really doing good. And then I had all the techniques, you know, to convince people that I'm the best model.
Yes.
But I was like saying, until when I'm going to be in this career?
Yes.
And when I was sitting down, I was thinking all my role models. I was thinking of all these people. I was seeing them aging and all those things. Then I said, I don't think, you know, they always say marriage it's a gift.
Yes.
From God. But then if I really say I don't want to get married, and then here it's me staying in this house, I've got a next door neighbor who's married, and then it's a father and a mother there. I'm a mother this door, and when that father is greeting me, the wife is looking at me badly, and then I said, I don't think I will stand for that. So then I don't want to see myself being a threat of somebody else. So then I accept the marriage, and then I know that I will be able to handle everything. Yes.
Yes.
It wasn't so tough for me to make that decision anyway.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
because I've done it a long time. I remember, as I'm saying, I grew up doing all those things, modeling, dancing, and all those
oh yeah, so it's something that you naturally just grew into.
Yes. So to me, I was like saying, it's still enough. If really now I'm in this age, and then I can accept the marriage, and I accepted the marriage.
So did you complete your degree, your diploma in the 3 years, or how long did it take you to finish your diploma?
I did not finish within 3 years' time, because I did not take all the subjects at once.
I see.
I was doing 2 subjects, 3, just like that. But at the end, I managed to complete, and then I enrolled for BTech, and then I did that as well. I think for BTech, I took 2 years. And then,
the BTech in marketing as well?
Yes, I did BTech in marketing. And then I only changed when I was actually studying FEDA and saying, let me just change.
And then tell me, how did you perform in the job of receptionist?
Joe Brasem, you know where it was, you know, very well. You know, my manager was getting calls from stakeholders outside to say you've got a good receptionist. Yes, so I performed very well in the reception. I used to like, you know, talking with people, and then, you know, Although, as I'm saying that, I'm not a person who's talking too much. But then to have a conversation with somebody else, when somebody's phoning me, relating some stories and whatever, to me it was such a nice thing. So not just that I want to talk to this person. Some of them, they will talk to me. We will, I was learning a lot from people.
So now those clients of yours who used to meet you at the Holiday Inn, and when they come to VUT, they find you there. Didn't they say, man, we wish you could still be our entertainer?
Actually, when I was working in Holiday Inn downtown, I was the youngest in the front office. So then, I don't know why am I not spoiled, Brasem, because people were spoiling me so much. But I don't see myself spoiled because I can do all the hard works and whatever,
So your upbringing was good, I guess.
So then they used to like me a lot. I remember that there was one person who was staying in Siboken Zone 7. And then he was working there. Then after I relocated from Soweto to Vaal, again, getting married, and then that particular person was transferred to Riverside Sun.
Yes,
and then he was working there. So one day when he saw me with the placing the student of hospitality student, he was saying, "Wow, Annie, are you now at Vaal University?" So he was so impressed and said, "Why can't you come back and join us?" I said, no longer in hospitality industry, but in institution of higher learning. I'm comfortable there because I think that's where my passion is. And as we go, I will tell you why I'm saying how my passion was there.
And then tell me, what role did your boss play in inducting you into the institutions of learning? Because I guess there must have been some sort of assistance by your boss to settle down.
Line manager.
Yeah, your line manager.
Not really from my line manager per se, but from another person or people outside. Because no, not outside. In different departments. They are the one actually who removed me from the front office, being reception and a secretary of the associate director marketing. Take me to the department, industrial license department.
So you were receptionist / secretary.
Yes.
I see. So you played two roles because those
two roles. Yes,
And what did they see in you that made them want to take you to you call it the industrial, what was it, Department for Industrial Relations? What was it?
No, Industrial License Department.
Which is now Co-op.
Yes, which is now Co-op. Yes, I'm the one with the person called Atnel.
Yes.
It was the HOD of that department, and we were only two who started that department Co-op.
What's the name of the guy?
Atnel,
okay.
Yes. And then he's the one, he was a father to me. If I want to be honest with you, I've never been comfortable. I've never lied to him saying that I'm sick or I'm this or I'm this. If I wanted to do something, I was just like saying, I'm asking a permission to go and do 1, 2, 3. And he was like a father to me.
Wow. And so that was after how many years as a receptionist and secretary?
After 3 years.
So that was a good grounding, eh?
Yes, after 3 years.
And at that time, did you then know that this is the place, this is where I'm going to stay for as long as it takes?
Yes. I made my own decision. And particularly when I was moving to industrial license department, then I say I go nowhere. This is where I will grow, and this is where I will actually work up until, And I actually accepted that I'm staying in Vaal now. And as they told me that Vaal doesn't have too many places where you can work, then VUT was my place. I said, because it's an institution of high learning, I will actually grow from this place. Then I will work. Then I dedicated myself to work in that.
And I'm just taking my time because I want the build up to be that great, because we need to fill up in these gaps. So what did they call you when you first took that job or that transfer to industrializing department? What was your position?
My position was a secretary for a month.
Yes.
And then my line manager made motivation to say, but this person is not doing secretarial work.
Yes.
She is doing everything in this department. And then he said I was information coordinator. So the first day when I started in industrializing department, I arrived today, and the very same day, my land manager was not in the office. I was alone, left alone. The first day. When he came back again, the following day, he found myself, I've changed everything in the department. When he get to the department was like a new department. I shifted, I did what, and then I did not work the way they were doing. Because I was left alone, I couldn't know what to do. Then I use my own discretion and say, if the situation is like this, I'm doing this, and I'm doing this. So when he came back, everything was in place and things that he did not even know. And he was happy actually about that.
So you were very creative and innovative.
Yes, I became very creative and saying, because I don't know, he left me alone. I don't know whether it's purposely or what is happening. So all what I can do is to think. When the students are coming, it was, that department was only catering engineering department. There was very students.
And at that time, it was not even a wheel program. Yes. It was just linking the engineering students with the industry.
Yes, and then very few students. Then I was also doing marketing telephonically.
Yes.
Getting companies, I will check the directory book and check the companies and doing that. So when he came actually the following day, I did so many things, changing the office the way I want it to look like, and then operating the way I think it will be best for me when I operate like that.
Sure. And so you said they called you information coordinator, but
yes,
it looks like every title they were giving you, it was not enough to cover what you will do on your own evolution.
Yes, that's same. So I was information coordinator.
And for how long were you an information coordinator?
Let me see.
But why is out of interest? Why information coordinator?
I think 4 to 5 years.
And why that title? Because, I mean, what information were you coordinating?
A lot of information from different departments.
So you were stakeholder relations, basically.
Yes, but then remember that time you couldn't get the title that speaks about you. You know, they were just thinking and say, okay, because you are doing this, you get information there, you do this, then information coordinator out from their head.
But the secretarial functions was also built into it, I guess.
Yes, it was.
Because there was only 2 of you, isn't it?
Yes, 2 of us with the help of one student in training. I was training one student a year or 2.
Yes.
Okay,
so this tradition of always having students in the cooperative education started long ago.
Long time ago.
And was it always black students, or did you have white students as well?
I had white students. I've trained white students that I still have contact with. They are still my friends, and then some of them. They are no longer in this world, and then but we had both black and white students.
Wow. Progress shared with me very interesting insight. Annie, she sees you and then she likes you. She says, "You, when there's a gap in my office, you come and do practicals in my office."
Actually, Progress was an apple of my eye. You know why, Brasem? He was very neat.
Yes.
Very neat.
Yeah.
I used to like Progress with all my heart and say, you know, this little one.
Yeah.
And you know what? I was not actually saying that you will come there. I was looking at them. If I see that they're hard workers, I never ever. You know, my previous line manager, Alpheus, will say, I don't know, where you get these students. All the students that you bring in this office are so excellent.
Yes.
I will look at the student and look at them. Progress was one of them. He was willing to assist even if he is not in cooperative education. Then I say, why don't we give opportunities to students like this one? So he was very neat, passionate, and I said, oh, this is the one.
Well groomed.
Well groomed.
Even today, I was saying to him that you were not made by PR. PR found you ready to be a PR.
He was ready.
Yeah.
He was definitely ready, Brasem. If you could see Progress, when I say Progress, we have visitors tomorrow who are going to interview the student and whatever. Woo! The following day when he comes to work, well dressed up, ready for everything, then I will say, oh, this is what I like,
Yeah, wonderful. And now, when did Alfima Posa then become your boss? Because he didn't grow up in VUT. He comes from the industry as an engineer, right?
No, he was in VUT that time. He was what do they call technician in engineering.
Working there?
Yes.
Okay. He graduated from VUT as well?
Adekios?
Did he graduate from VUT as well?
No, Brasem.
Okay.
No. Yes.
Oh, okay. So he was appointed from, and I guess there was still that inclination for industrializing to be working more with technicians and artisans and engineers, right?
Yes, actually he was hired to be a technician in engineering because courses that he did in the technical college or whatever,
yes,
those courses, and then they were like sort of linked with engineering courses.
Yes.
So he was actually working there. And then when my line manager left the department, he
yes,
came to me and say, you know what, I like to join this department.
Yes.
What's happening? Then we had a talk, and then Ms. Alpheus, networking to him, it's really
natural.
Yes, it's a skill. Then he said, Ms., I'm in the council of the institution. They will make a plan and whatever. Then we talk. He was like a brother to me anyway.
Yes.
And then we will talk. And then that's how he got that job as a HOD, Cooperative Education.
So he replaced Adnel.
Adnel, yes.
And then found you there, and you guys
yes,
gelled very well. And I guess your cooperative department grew a little bit bigger under his leadership, right?
Of course, yes. No, you know what happened? Before Mr. Nell left, and then I made a proposal to him to say, let's expand the department and cater for other faculties as well. Then he made motivation. After he made motivation, they accepted this motivation. Then that's when he actually started to advertise the work of faculty officers.
Yes.
Yes, then he advertised, then I applied, and then other people applied. Then it was me and the other lady called Dineo.
Yes.
He passed on as well. during half year's time. But then me and Neo, we were going out. We were faculty officers catering for different faculties. I was catering for 2 faculties, Neo 2 faculties, because we have 4 faculties.
Oh,
so that when we expanded cooperative education, and it became cooperative education in the time of Adnel.
I see. So when Alfima Posa came over, it was already a cooperative education department.
Yes, it was already cooperative education, and we were already catering for all the faculties in VUT. And then Mr. left shortly, I think.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Let's hold it there. When we come back, we're going to take it from there, because that is where now I can relate to Annie. Practically, that's where I came into contact with you guys during the time of Alfima Posa, and I think that was my Motorola days then.
Yes, I remember.
Beautiful. We'll take it from there when we come back.
Okay, thank you very much.